My friends, every morning, the moment you open your eyes, heaven gives you a brand new page. Yesterday is gone, written, sealed and closed. My friends, every morning when you open your eyes, you are given a gift that many people take for granted, a brand new day. A fresh page in the book of your life. Yesterday is gone forever. It cannot be rewritten. It cannot be edited. But today is yours to shape. It's a clean canvas on which you can paint new dreams, take new steps and build new strength. You have the power to decide what kind of story today will tell. Will it be another ordinary day filled with routine and regret, or will it be a day that begins the change you've been waiting for? The choice is always yours. You see, transformation doesn't come by accident. It doesn't happen because we wish for it, or because we complain about our circumstances. Life changes when we decide that it must. When the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the fear of change, that's when a new life begins. Every person who has ever achieved greatness made one simple decision. They refused to live below their potential. They stopped saying, maybe one day, and started saying, why not today? There is a force inside you, a divine spark that was placed there the moment you were created. You were not made to live in defeat or fear. You were not designed for mediocrity. You were created to rise, to overcome, to lead, to bring light where there is darkness. But that spark must be stirred, awakened, and fed with faith. Faith is not something you wait to feel. It's something you choose to practice. It's not hoping things will work out. It's knowing deep inside that you were made for victory even before you see it. Look around you. The circumstances you see today are not the full story. What you see with your eyes can change in an instant when your vision begins to align with what you believe. Faith is not blind, it's seeing from a higher realm. It's refusing to let the temporary define the eternal. You may look at your life and see lack, failure, or limitation, but faith sees abundance, purpose, and promise. And when you begin to walk by that kind of faith, the impossible starts to bow before you. Some of you may say, but I've tried before and failed. Listen, failure is not your enemy. It's your teacher. Every setback is shaping your strength. Every disappointment is refining your determination. The storm you're in right now is not destroying you, it's preparing you. It's training you to carry the weight of your future blessings. Don't curse your process, it's building the foundation for what's next. Guard your thoughts like treasure, because whatever you allow to take root in your mind will grow in your life. If you constantly feed your mind with fear, doubt, and negativity, that's exactly what your life will produce. But when you speak words of faith, hope, and courage, your reality begins to shift. Speak life even when you feel empty. Speak victory even when the odds are against you. Say to yourself every morning, I am alive with purpose. I am stronger than my fears. I am walking toward my destiny. You are not forgotten. You are not a mistake. You are chosen to rise higher, to live with vision, and to make a difference. But greatness never happens by chance. It comes by daily choice. Choose discipline over comfort. Choose faith over fear. Choose progress over perfection. Every day you have the opportunity to wake up and align yourself with your higher purpose. If you think like a victor, speak like a victor, and act like a victor, life will eventually have no choice but to respond to you as one. Your words have creative power, your thoughts carry energy, your faith moves the unseen world, so rise up. Don't let your history define your destiny. Lift your head, straighten your shoulders, and walk boldly into the life waiting for you. Your change begins not tomorrow, not someday, but the very moment you believe you can. Watch this every day, feed your spirit, and let these words remind you of who you truly are. Because when your faith awakens, nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop the greatness inside you. You see, life doesn't change just because we wish it would. It changes the moment we make an inner decision, a firm, unshakable choice that says, enough is enough. Too many people are waiting for circumstances to shift, waiting for someone else to open a door, waiting for a perfect moment to begin. But the truth is, there is no perfect moment. The perfect moment is the one you decide to act. Life doesn't respond to waiting, it responds to movement. When you begin to act, even with trembling hands and uncertain steps, something supernatural begins to move with you. Every change begins first in your mind. Before you change your surroundings, you must change your thinking. Before you see new results, you must adopt a new belief. Your thoughts are architects, building the structure of your destiny. If your mind is filled with doubt, fear, and negativity, it will construct walls that trap you. But if your mind is filled with faith, courage, and vision, it will build bridges that carry you to your future. The most powerful transformation does not come from outside circumstances, but from an inner revelation that you are responsible for what happens next. When you wake up each morning, you are faced with two voices. One says, you can't, and the other whispers, you can. The one you choose to believe becomes your reality. Every act of greatness begins with a single decision to believe the positive voice, even when everything around you says otherwise. That's what separates the dreamers from the doers. The dreamers wait for signs, the doers create them. The dreamers watch for the door to open, the doers build their own. When your vision becomes stronger than your excuses, transformation begins. Excuses are comfortable. They protect your ego, but imprison your potential. You can spend your life explaining why things didn't work out, or you can decide that you were born to make them work out. No one ever changed their life by complaining about it. No one ever reached greatness by waiting for approval. The world doesn't reward hesitation, it rewards action. Even a small step in the right direction is better than standing still with great intentions. There comes a moment in every life when you must choose whether to remain a prisoner of your past or become an architect of your future. The past may have taught you pain, but it also taught you strength. You've survived things that were meant to break you. You've walked through nights darker than most people could imagine, and yet you're still here. That means there's something inside you greater than anything you've faced. The fact that you're still breathing is proof that your story isn't over. The secret of change lies in what you focus on. If you focus on what's missing, you'll always feel lack. But if you focus on what's possible, you'll start to see opportunity. The energy of your life flows where your attention goes. When you direct your focus toward your purpose, your entire being begins to align with it. Your thoughts, emotions, and actions start working together instead of against each other. That's when change becomes unstoppable. Decide today that you will no longer live as a victim of circumstance, but as a creator of destiny. Refuse to let fear speak louder than faith. When you move with conviction, the universe rearranges itself to meet your courage. The walls you thought were blocking you were only waiting for you to take the first step of faith. Don't underestimate the power of daily decisions. One small shift in attitude, one consistent habit, one act of discipline, they may seem insignificant today, but compounded over time, they will transform your life. What you do every day shapes who you become. Every sunrise brings a chance to rewrite your story, to plant new seeds, to begin again. So don't wait for life to change on its own. Don't wait for signs or for the perfect opportunity. The power to change your life is already within you. Begin today, begin now. Make the choice to think higher, to believe deeper, to act stronger. Because once you decide, truly decide, the universe will conspire to make it happen. Your decision is the doorway, your action is the key. And when the two come together, your life will never be the same again. There is a power inside you that you may not even fully realize yet. It's not something you have to search for or earn, it's already within you. You were born with it. From the very moment you came into this world, you carried within you a divine spark, a seed of greatness, a force that has the potential to change everything about your life. This power doesn't come from outside circumstances, from other people, or from what you own. It comes from the core of who you are, from that quiet, eternal part of your being that was created for purpose. You were not created to simply exist, to go through the motions, to live in fear or settle for mediocrity. You were designed to rise above the ordinary. You were built for strength, for victory, for impact. Deep down, you've always known that there's more to your life than what you've been living. That whisper inside you that says, there's something greater. Isn't your imagination, its truth calling out to you? The problem is, too many people ignore that inner call. They bury it under routine, under excuses, under fear of failure. But that inner power doesn't die, it waits. It waits for the moment you choose to awaken it. You awaken that power through faith. Not passive faith that just hopes things will someday get better, but active faith, the kind that takes steps when the path isn't clear, that speaks light into darkness, that believes in victory even when surrounded by defeat. Faith is not an emotion, it's a decision. It's the inner conviction that what is unseen is more real than what is seen. It's the confidence that, no matter how small you feel, you are connected to something infinitely greater. You may look at your life and see limitations, financial struggles, broken relationships, failures, rejection. But understand this, what you see right now is not the full picture. Your present situation does not define your destiny. The visible world is only a reflection of your inner belief system. If you want your outer world to change, you must first change what you believe within. You must stop letting your senses dictate your faith. Stop letting fear tell your story. Start believing what your spirit already knows, that nothing is impossible when you activate the power within you. When your faith becomes alive, you stop waiting for signs and start creating them. You stop saying, one day, and start saying, today. You stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstance and start seeing yourself as a creator of change. You were never meant to live powerless, reacting to whatever life throws your way. You were meant to stand with authority, to speak with confidence, to move with divine energy. The moment you realize that, life begins to respond differently to you. Doors that were closed begin to open. Opportunities begin to find you. You start attracting the right people, the right moments, the right breakthroughs. And yes, the power within you will be tested. You'll face resistance, doubt, and disappointment. But don't see those moments as proof that you're weak. See them as proof that your power is real. The enemy only fights what threatens him. Challenges come not to destroy you, but to reveal what's inside you. Just as gold is refined by fire, your potential is purified by pressure. The more intense the heat, the purer the outcome. You must make a choice every day to feed that inner power. Feed it with faith, with vision, with words of life. Starve your fear, starve your doubt. Speak victory over yourself even when your voice trembles. When you declare strength, heaven responds. When you act in faith, unseen forces begin to move on your behalf. There is a greatness inside you waiting to be awakened. You are not meant to merely survive. You are meant to create, to lead, to inspire, to bring light into dark places. Stop shrinking to fit the expectations of others. Stop doubting your own calling. The world needs the power that's within you, your voice, your gift, your vision. Don't let it go dormant another day. Rise up, look within and say, the power is already in me and I am ready to use it. Because the moment you recognize that truth, you stop living small and begin living the life you were destined to live. When you look at your circumstances, they might seem small, limited, or even hopeless. You may see a situation that looks impossible to change, a mountain too high, a valley too deep, a door that refuses to open no matter how hard you knock. But let me tell you something powerful. What you see right now is not the full story. Your eyes show you the visible world, but there's a greater reality beyond what you can see. Your circumstances are temporary, but your faith connects you to the eternal. What you see can change. What you believe is what gives life to that change. Faith is not blind. Faith is vision, vision that looks beyond the surface, that sees potential where others see nothing, that declares light even in the darkest night. Faith is the lens through which you see your future before it becomes your present. It doesn't deny the existence of difficulty. It simply refuses to be controlled by it. Faith says, yes, I see the storm, but I also see the calm that follows. Faith says, yes, I see the obstacle, but I believe in the breakthrough behind it. Many people live trapped by what their physical eyes tell them. They look at the numbers in their bank account and think, I'll never make it. They look at their past mistakes and say, I'll never change. They look at the people around them and feel small, invisible, forgotten. But your eyes are not the final truth. They only reveal what asterisk is asterisk, not what asterisk can be. Asterisk, the moment you start seeing your life through the eyes of faith, everything begins to shift. You stop asking, can I, and start declaring, I will. You stop focusing on the problem and start speaking to it with authority. What you believe shapes what you see. Two people can face the same situation. One sees defeat, the other sees opportunity. The difference is not the circumstance, it's the perspective. Faith teaches you to look at challenges as invitations to grow. When life says you can't go further, faith whispers there's more beyond this wall. When everything looks empty, faith sees the seeds waiting to grow. The world says, I'll believe it when I see it. But faith says, I'll see it when I believe it. Sometimes your situation won't change immediately. You'll pray, you'll work, and yet things may still look the same for a while. That's when faith must rise stronger. Because faith doesn't depend on sight, it creates sight. It builds a bridge between the unseen and the seen. The longer you hold that vision, the more real it becomes. Your words, your actions, your energy begin to align with what you believe, and suddenly, what was once invisible starts to manifest. Don't underestimate the power of faith-filled vision. Every invention, every breakthrough, every miracle that ever existed began with someone seeing what others could not. Faith is the language of creation. It speaks things into existence. When you look at your circumstances and choose to see victory instead of defeat, healing instead of pain, abundance instead of lack, you give birth to a new reality. So when your situation looks hopeless, lift your eyes higher. Don't look at life through the lens of fear or doubt. Look through the lens of divine possibility. Say to yourself, this may be what I see right now, but it's not what I'll always see. My circumstances are changing, my story is shifting, and my faith is leading the way. There is power in how you see yourself too. If you see yourself as small, life will treat you that way. But when you see yourself as chosen, capable, and destined for more, the world begins to respond to that identity. You attract what you believe about yourself. If you carry faith like a crown, you will start to walk differently, speak differently, and think differently. Faith doesn't ignore reality, it transforms it. It takes the raw materials of your struggle and reshapes them into strength. It takes the ashes of yesterday and forms them into beauty. When you live by sight, you see limitation. When you live by faith, you see creation. And the more you choose to walk by faith, the more your eyes will be opened to the miracles that have been waiting for you all along. So don't let what you see discourage you. The story isn't over yet. What looks impossible today is just a setup for the victory ahead. Keep your vision strong, keep your faith alive, and keep believing in the unseen. Because the moment you choose faith over sight, that's the moment your mountain begins to move. You say, "I've tried before and failed." But listen carefully, failure is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of wisdom. Every time you fall, every time something doesn't go as planned, you are not moving backward, you are being reshaped, refined, and strengthened for what's coming next. Failure does not mean you are weak or incapable. It means you dared to try, and that alone sets you apart from those who never had the courage to begin. Each failure carries within it a lesson, a hidden seed of success waiting to be discovered. The problem is not that you failed. The problem is when you choose to stay down. Every champion has a history of failure. Every person who has reached greatness has faced defeat, rejection, and disappointment. The difference between those who make it and those who give up is not talent or luck. It's resilience, the ability to rise one more time than you fall. When you fail, the world may point fingers and say, "You're done." But the truth is, failure only defines you if you let it. It's not a wall meant to stop you, it's a mirror meant to show you what needs to grow. Failure is not your enemy, it's your teacher. When you fall, don't stay down replaying what went wrong. Get up and look forward. Ask yourself, what did this teach me? What strength did this awaken in me? You see, the greatest power of failure is not in what it takes from you, but in what it gives you: wisdom, humility, experience, and endurance. The path to success is not a straight line. It's a staircase built with steps of failure. Every mistake is another lesson carved into your foundation. Every setback is shaping your strength. And yes, I know sometimes it hurts. Sometimes the weight of disappointment feels too heavy to carry. You start to question your worth, your dreams, your direction. But those moments are not meant to destroy you. They are meant to awaken you. The pain you feel today is not punishment. It's preparation. It's shaping you into the person who can handle the very blessing you've been asking for. If everything came easily, you would never develop the depth of character needed to sustain greatness. Think about this: when a seed is planted, it's buried in darkness. It feels the pressure of the soil, the weight of the earth above it. But it's in that darkness that transformation happens. The pressure cracks it open so that life can emerge. Your failures Afar, 2 years after his righteous death, they are the soil and pressure that break open the seed of potential within you. Without the breaking, there would be no growth. Without the fall, there would be no rise. Don't curse your process. Embrace it. The very things you think are holding you back might be the things preparing you for breakthrough. Sometimes life will strip away your comfort so that your courage can surface. It will close one door to force you to walk through another. It will take you through seasons of silence so that you can hear your true inner voice. Trust that nothing is wasted, not the pain, not the delay, not even the disappointment. Every season has a purpose. So when you fail, don't say, "I can't." Say, "I'm learning." When things fall apart, don't say, "It's over." Say, "Something new is beginning." Because failure only wins when you stop trying. The moment you decide to rise again, you turn your failure into fuel. You show life that you are not easily defeated. You show your faith that you are serious about the vision you've been given. Your struggle today is not a punishment, it's proof that you are growing. Diamonds are made under pressure, warriors are trained in battle. You are being refined, strengthened, and prepared for a greater victory. So, lift your head, let go of the shame of past failures. They do not define you, they have shaped you. You are not the same person who fell. You are wiser, tougher, and more capable. Every setback is setting you up for a comeback. Every fall is giving you the strength to stand taller next time. Keep moving forward with faith. Keep believing even when you don't see the results yet. Your story is not over, it's only unfolding. And one day you will look back and realize that the failures you once feared were the very stepping stones that led you to your destiny. Do not let your mind be filled with fear, doubt, or negativity, because whatever you allow to take root in your mind will eventually grow in your life. The mind is the soil of destiny. What you plant in it determines what you harvest. Every thought is a seed, and every seed produces fruit. If you constantly feed your mind with worry, insecurity, and failure, you will live in a reality shaped by fear. But if you fill your thoughts with faith, gratitude, and vision, your life will begin to reflect that light. You cannot think defeat and expect victory. You cannot dwell on lack and expect abundance. Your life will always move in the direction of your strongest thoughts. Most people underestimate the power of their thoughts. They think it's harmless to dwell on small fears, to replay painful memories, to entertain doubts. But your mind is not a playground, it's a battlefield. The real war for your future doesn't begin around you, it begins within you. You may think your greatest enemy is external, your situation, your past, your limitations. But the truth is, the greatest battles are fought in silence, in the private chambers of your own thinking. If you can win the battle in your mind, you can win any battle in life. You must become the guardian of your thoughts. Not every idea deserves your attention. Not every emotion deserves your energy. When a thought of fear comes, don't let it sit. Replace it with faith. When doubt whispers that you can't, speak back with confidence that you can. When negativity tries to poison your heart, fill it with gratitude. The mind can't hold darkness and light at the same time. Whichever you feed will dominate. And the more you choose light, the more natural it becomes to think positively, to expect goodness, to live with peace. Your words are the bridge between your thoughts and your reality. What you repeatedly say becomes what you believe, and what you believe shapes what you live. If you constantly speak defeat, I can't, I'm not enough, things never work out for me, you are watering the seeds of limitation. But if you declare life, I am capable, I am growing, I am walking into purpose, you are cultivating faith. Words are not empty sounds, they carry creative power. Speak with intention. Speak life even when your situation looks dead. Speak peace when you feel chaos. Speak abundance when you see lack. There is a spiritual law at work. You attract what you think about most. If your mind is full of fear, you'll attract fearful situations. If your thoughts dwell on failure, you'll find more reasons to fail. But when your mind is fixed on hope, courage, and possibility, you'll start to notice opportunities where you once saw obstacles. Life begins to mirror your mindset. That's why you must feed your mind with things that build you. Read what inspires you. Listen to words that lift you. Spend time in silence, reflecting and renewing your mind. You cannot control every thought that enters your head, but you can control which ones you allow to stay. Thoughts may knock on your door, but you have the power to decide which ones you invite in. When you choose to focus on faith over fear, your entire atmosphere changes. Fear shrinks your world, but faith expands it. Fear paralyzes you, faith propels you. Fear says, "What if I fall?" But faith says, "What if I fly?" You must train your mind to reject the noise of fear and to amplify the voice of faith. Every time you choose hope over despair, you are rewiring your inner world to reflect strength and peace. Understand this. Your mind is your most powerful weapon. The enemy of your destiny doesn't need to defeat your body. He only needs to defeat your thoughts. Because once he controls your thinking, your actions will follow. But when your thoughts are aligned with faith and vision, nothing can stop you. The storms may come, the winds may blow, but your inner world will remain calm and anchored. So guard your mind as you would guard your greatest treasure. Refuse to let negativity live rent free in your head. You are the gatekeeper of your peace, the author of your focus, the master of your inner narrative. Feed your mind with truth, strengthen it with faith, protect it with gratitude, because when your thoughts are right, your life will be right. And once your mind begins to believe in your potential, your reality will follow. Fear will fade, doubt will die, and faith will take its rightful place, leading you toward the extraordinary life you were always meant to live. If you keep saying, "I can't," you are watering the seed of defeat. Every time those words leave your mouth, you give them power to shape your future. Words are not just sounds, they are spiritual forces that build or destroy. When you say, "I can't," you chain yourself to limitation. You give permission to fear to rule your life, but when you declare, "I can," even when the way forward is unclear, something powerful begins to shift. The moment you speak faith, heaven responds. Mountains begin to move, doors begin to open, and paths begin to appear where there were none before. Your words have creative energy. They are like keys that unlock realities. What you say about yourself becomes what you live. If you speak weakness, you'll live small. If you speak strength, you'll rise above your struggles. You cannot speak defeat and expect victory. You cannot talk about lack and expect abundance. Your mouth is the steering wheel of your destiny. Wherever your words go, your life will follow. That is why you must speak carefully, intentionally, and faithfully. Even in ancient wisdom, it is said that life and death are in the power of the tongue. What does that mean? It means that your words either build the world you desire or destroy it before it begins. Every sentence you speak plants something into the soil of your future. Speak fear and you plant thorns. Speak faith and you plant fruit, bearing trees. Every time you open your mouth, ask yourself, "Am I planting weeds or seeds of greatness?" You might think it's just words, but the universe responds to your voice. Your words set the vibration of your life. When you constantly speak problems, you attract more of them. But when you speak solutions, ideas begin to come. When you declare victory, even in pain, you awaken the strength to keep moving forward. Words are bridges between the invisible and the visible. They pull what you believe into the world around you. That's why the language of faith is so powerful. It speaks the outcome before it exists. When you say, "I can," you are not just motivating yourself, you are aligning yourself with truth. Because deep within you, there is a divine spark that knows you are capable of far more than you've imagined. The moment you speak, "I can," you silence the voice of limitation. You remind your soul who you are, not someone weak or ordinary, but someone designed with purpose, strength, and authority. Every declaration of faith builds confidence in your spirit, and confidence creates momentum. Start paying attention to how you speak about your life. Do you complain about what you don't have, or do you declare what's possible? Do you speak from fear or from faith? Because your words are shaping tomorrow's reality today. Stop saying, "I'll never be free," and start saying, "Freedom is on its way." Stop saying, "I'm not good enough." And start saying, I'm growing stronger every day. Stop saying, this is impossible, and start declaring, all things are possible. When you change your words, you change your world. Even in the face of adversity, speak victory. When you are tired, speak strength. When you are confused, speak clarity. When you are in lack, speak provision. Your words may not immediately change your situation, but they will change your atmosphere. And when the atmosphere changes, everything else follows. Faith-filled words carry light, and light will always drive out darkness. Some people say, but I don't want to lie. Things are bad right now. Speaking faith is not lying, it's aligning. You're not denying reality, you're declaring a higher truth. You're not pretending everything is perfect, you're prophesying that it will be. Faith doesn't ignore what's wrong. It simply refuses to let what's wrong define what's next. Your words are your tools for creation. Use them wisely. Use them daily. Let them become the language of faith, hope, and vision. When you wake up, declare your strength. When you face challenges, declare your victory. When you feel lost, declare your purpose. The more you speak life, the more you will see life respond. So speak as if your future is listening, because it is. Speak as if your destiny is waiting for your command, because it is. Don't curse your life with careless words. Bless it. Don't speak what you fear. Speak what you desire. Don't say, I can't, another day in your life. Say, I can, I will, I am able. And watch how everything around you begins to rise to match the power of your declaration. Because words backed by faith are not just noise, they are creation in motion. Start your day with this declaration. Today, I am alive with purpose. I will not be ruled by fear. I will walk in faith, speak with vision, and act with courage. These are not just words to repeat. They are a command to your spirit, a call to awaken your inner strength and align yourself with the higher power that breathes life into you each morning. The way you begin your day sets the tone for everything that follows. If you begin with doubt, the day will be heavy. If you begin with fear, obstacles will feel bigger. But when you begin with faith and purpose, you command your day to serve your destiny. When you wake up, you have two choices: to be ruled by the noise of your emotions or to lead your emotions with conviction. Every day brings its challenges, stress, disappointment, unexpected detours. But how you face them determines whether you grow or shrink. A purposeful person does not wait to feel motivated. They decide to be motivated. They don't wait for the mood to change. They create the mood. Purpose is not found in comfort, it's found in commitment. When you rise each morning and declare who you are and what you believe, you remind the world and yourself that you are not a victim of circumstance. You are the author of your direction. There is power in what you say, especially at the beginning of your day. The morning is a sacred time when your heart is open, your mind is clear, and your spirit is listening. What you speak in that moment plants the first seed of your day's harvest. If you start by speaking worry, you'll carry worry. If you start by speaking gratitude and faith, you'll carry peace and strength. So speak life into your morning. Say, I am blessed, I am capable, I am walking in divine favor. Something good is coming my way today. Speak it not because you see it, but because you believe it. And soon, what you believe will become what you see. There will always be moments in the day when fear tries to creep in, fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. But fear only controls the mind that feeds it. When fear knocks, answer it with faith. Remind yourself, I have faced worse before, and I'm still standing. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's the decision to keep moving forward despite it. Every act of courage strengthens the soul. Every time you choose faith over fear, your spirit grows stronger, and your life moves closer to the vision within you. Walking in faith means trusting even when you don't understand. It means believing that every step, even the uncertain ones, is leading you somewhere meaningful. Speaking with vision means using your words to shape what doesn't yet exist. Acting with courage means doing what your heart knows is right, even when your mind hesitates. When these three come together, faith, vision, and courage, transformation becomes inevitable. Imagine standing in front of a mirror every morning and declaring, "I am more than what I see. I am becoming who I'm meant to be. Today, I choose to move forward, to forgive, to grow, to shine." These simple declarations have the power to reprogram your mind. You stop waking up as a prisoner of your past and start rising as a creator of your future. Don't underestimate the importance of repetition. What you declare daily becomes what you believe deeply. What you believe deeply becomes what you live naturally. You are training your spirit each morning, training it to expect miracles, to stay grounded in peace, to rise above negativity. Soon it becomes second nature. Challenges still come, but they no longer control you. Storms still form, but you walk through them with calmness and clarity. So every morning, before you look at your phone, before you check the news, before the world tries to tell you who you are, speak life into yourself. Create your own atmosphere with words of faith. You don't need the approval of others to feel strong. You need the agreement of your spirit with truth. Remind yourself that you were created on purpose for purpose. Start your day not as someone hoping for things to get better, but as someone determined to make them better. Let your declaration become your daily anthem, a reminder that no matter what happens, you are not powerless. You are guided, you are strong, and you are capable of turning every moment into meaning. When you begin your day this way, you are not just preparing for life, you are commanding it. And life, my friend, will always respond to a voice filled with faith, vision, and courage. Say it until your heart believes it. Say it until your reality begins to align with it. Because repetition is the language of transformation. What you consistently speak and think becomes what you eventually live. The first time you declare, "I am strong," your mind may whisper, "No, you're not." The second time it may still resist. But if you keep speaking, if you keep affirming, if you keep declaring with conviction, something begins to shift within you. Your words start carving new pathways in your mind. Your belief starts to grow roots. You begin to feel a quiet power rising and knowing that what you are saying is not just hope, but truth in the making. Change rarely happens overnight. It begins in whispers, in small daily choices, in repeated declarations that rewire your thinking and reshape your identity. Most people give up too soon. They speak faith for a few days, but when results don't appear, they return to old habits of fear and doubt. But your words are like seeds. They need time to grow. You don't plant a seed today and expect a tree tomorrow. You nurture it, you water it with consistency, with belief, with patience, and one day, when you least expect it, that seed blossoms into the reality you've been declaring all along. Every word you speak has energy. The universe listens, heaven listens, your own spirit listens, and the more you speak life, the more your inner world begins to harmonize with those words. It's not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about believing that perfection is being formed even through imperfection. When you say, "I am healed," you're not denying pain, you're declaring restoration. When you say, "I am victorious," you're not ignoring struggle, you're proclaiming triumph before it arrives. You must speak until belief becomes natural. At first, it feels forced, like trying to light a damp match. But with persistence, that spark becomes a flame. Every day, you fan it with your words, your thoughts, your faith. Eventually, that flame burns away every trace of doubt. You stop wishing for strength and start walking in it. You stop saying, "I hope things will change," and start saying, "Things are changing right now." Because your words have created a shift in your mindset, and your mindset has created a shift in your reality. There is incredible power in consistency. The mind learns through repetition. The heart believes through repetition. Every time you speak faith, you're building a foundation of confidence that cannot be easily shaken. Even when you face resistance, and you will, your words become your anchor. When fear comes knocking, your declarations answer the door. When negativity tries to creep in, your faith-filled voice silences it. Don't underestimate how powerful it is to hear your own voice speak life over yourself. When you say, "I am worthy," something inside you begins to heal. When you say, "I am chosen," the shadows of rejection start to fade. When you say, "I am enough," the weight of comparison begins to lift. Your voice carries authority in your own life. No one can speak for you like you can. No one else's words can take root in your heart until you give them permission. That's why your own declaration carries such power, because it comes from your essence, your truth, your spirit. It's not enough to think positively in silence. You must speak it. Your tongue releases what your mind conceives. The more you hear yourself speaking faith, the more your subconscious begins to accept it as reality. That's how transformation happens from the inside out. Change doesn't start when the world around you shifts. It starts when your words reshape how you see yourself and your possibilities. So keep saying it every morning, every night, every time doubt tries to whisper. Speak until your words become your instinct. Speak until your energy shifts. Speak until your reality catches up. One day, you'll look around and realize that everything you declared in faith has come to pass. Not by accident, not by luck, but by the power of persistent belief. Say it until your heart believes it. Say it until your soul is drenched in faith. Say it until every cell in your body vibrates with confidence. Because when your words and your faith become one, nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop the reality that's been waiting for your belief to unlock it. When you choose to be grateful, you shift the atmosphere around you. Gratitude is not just an emotion, it's a spiritual force that changes how you see, feel, and live. When you wake up each day and begin to thank life for what you have, instead of mourning what you don't, you open the door for more blessings to flow. Gratitude multiplies whatever it touches. If you are thankful for little, that little begins to grow. If you ignore what's already in your hands, even abundance will start to fade. Many people are waiting for something great to happen before they feel thankful. But the truth is reversed. Greatness happens because you are thankful. Gratitude turns ordinary moments into miracles. It allows you to see light even in dark times. When you focus on what's missing, you strengthen your sense of lack. But when you focus on what's working, you strengthen your faith. Gratitude is the lens that turns chaos into clarity and pain into wisdom. Sometimes you will have to choose gratitude, even when your heart doesn't feel it. You may be standing in the middle of uncertainty, surrounded by unanswered questions. In those moments, thankfulness becomes an act of faith. When you say, "I'm grateful," even while struggling, you are declaring that the struggle will not define you. You're saying, "I trust that something good will come from this." That mindset invites peace into your soul, even before the situation changes. A grateful heart is magnetic. It attracts goodness, peace, and new opportunities. It keeps you humble when you win and hopeful when you lose. Gratitude quiets fear and reminds you that you are already equipped with more than enough to begin again. It doesn't deny challenges. It simply refuses to let challenges blind you to blessings. So make it your habit, not a momentary emotion, but a daily practice. Wake up and list what you're thankful for. Speak gratitude over your family, your breath, your purpose. Let your heart whisper thank you through every season in joy and in trial. Because the one who lives in gratitude never runs out of reasons to rise, to hope, and to believe that tomorrow holds something greater.